If the Niners do not extend Deebo Samuel this offseason, will his value increase or decrease?
That's a tough one. I think his role's going to change with Trey Lance as quarterback, and maybe that's what he's unhappy about. I don't see him running as much. I think Trey Lance is going to pass to other people besides Deebo. And it seems like Jimmy just was kind of locked in on Deebo. Uh, it's tough. It really depends. I think if Trey Lance, I think Ayuk's going to have a big year. I think Kittle's going to have a bigger year. I could really see Deebo not having a statistical year, matching his last year statistically. Another year, the dollars go up. So it's tough. And also, he's going to have to stay healthy. But I think the way they're going to use him is going to work in his favor as far as staying healthy. I don't think I'll have as many rushing yards or as many rushing touchdowns. I could see his passing numbers decrease a little bit also, to be honest, because I think Kittle and Ayuk are going to get some of those passes. So it's really tough. I'm not sure how it's going to work in his favor. And if they don't extend him, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. What do you think?
I look at it a different way. I have questions with Deebo too. I do think he was an MVP candidate last year, but 2020 wasn't that long ago. I mean, from what I understand, he reported to the team at wearing 230. He came in at like 15 pounds overweight. They freaked out. And so when he broke his foot and pulled things, I mean, why? I mean, I think it was all a byproduct of him being overweight. And I think they're worried about that. His motivation, all that stuff. So he was motivated last year. He was great. Why not make him do it again? If you don't extend him this year, what's he going to do? Hold out? He wants money. He's going to play. And if he, dogs it, then that'll decrease his value and he won't get the money he thinks that he deserves. So if you just be like, hey, man, why don't you just do it one more time? He might hate you, but even if he hates you and he has another all-pro season in spite of you, you can tag him next year. He can't go anywhere.
What would you do if you're John Lynch? Would you extend him?
I think what I might do is cold, but you might just present him with a low ball offer. If you want to sign, if money is that important to you, getting money right now is that important to you, here's what we're offering. And the reason we're not offering what you want is because of 2020, and we want to see you do it 2 times in a row. Sorry. And that's the way it is. And you can sit out and you're never going to make the money you want, or you can come back and do it again, and then we'll give you, all what you want and more at that point.
And couldn't they even franchise tag him in?
Yes, I mean that's what Washington essentially did with Kirk Cousins. Hey man, we like you, but we'd like to get a little more evidence, data, before we give you a ton of money. And eventually it ruined the relationship, and he left on principle and got his money elsewhere. But dude, they franchise tagged him multiple times. The Niners can do that too. And if Deebo is asking for, the moon right now, maybe they'll be like, well, we can give him that down the line. What's the rush? Oh, just so he's happy? He was happy in 2020. When he's happy, he's 230 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should be frustrated. Maybe that's in the best interest. I could see them think, but honestly, the way they do business is make everyone happy, reward you. You had one good year. Here's $50 million. You had one good year. Here's $100 million. They're just very much a family over there in Santa Clara. I don't know.
As a GM, I'm not paying anybody I don't need to. I know that's probably not popular, but honestly, how many big, huge contracts have worked out? I mean, besides maybe a quarterback.
Especially for the Niners.
Yeah.
Especially for the Niners. Every time they extend someone, it's like, well, they regressed. Fred Warner last year. He wasn't quite himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. It happens a lot in football. It tends to happen. Kittle hasn't quite been himself since he signed that extension. Maybe it's a fluke.
Yeah. I mean, are you really the same person with $100 million in your bank account?
I don't have that experience. I can't tell you. But all I know is that it looks like Belichick thinks you're not.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he likes to work with the people who are on the come up than the people who have made it. You know what I mean?
So in that regard, not extending Deebo this year would motivate him to play even better.
I mean, the thought crossed my mind because look, if you were a first round pick and he'd had this huge signing bonus and he had some, let's say, fuck you money, he could do something like that, but he doesn't. And if he missed the whole year, then the Niners would have him under contract again next year. I know it's kind of messed up, and that maybe the players should have more control over their careers, but I think the Niners got him here. I think they have the leverage, and there's no reason to just make him happy if you have legitimate questions. If you have legitimate questions and you really feel that you need to see more from him, then wait, and you can, unless you think that it's just going to do irreparable damage to the relationship. But I don't think it really will. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, whether fans like it or not, it is a business, and if you're a GM, your goal is to make that team the best that you can. So, if extending Deebo doesn't do that, why would you?
If you tag him 3 years in a row, is that more expensive than whatever he wants right now?
Probably not.
And if so, then what's the rush? Just to make him happy?
Right.
It's a business.
Yeah. It is a business, whether fans like to hear that or not. It's a business at the end of the day. The players are going to make the best decision for themselves. The GM and the Niners have to make the best decision for the team.
Thank you. Your job is to make the best decision for the team. With Deebo, you could argue that's paying him next year. Same thing with Bosa.
Yep.
Same thing with Bosa. That dude hasn't had 2 healthy seasons in a row, maybe ever in his life. And you know what? I think they're going to wait on Bosa too. They picked up his 5th-year option. I mean, he's not in a lame duck season. He's going to be on this team in 2024. So what's the wait? Yeah. I know the price tag goes up, but that's the price of getting information. You're paying for information.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Right. And then you got this draft and next free agency and this free agency to see if you can find somebody that can take Deebo's minutes, and maybe you don't have to pay him $100 million to play for you. I think they're like Bill Belichick. I really like the way he manages his teams. You can find cheaper, younger players. I know that fans are gonna be pissed off about that. I love Deebo. I think he's a super talented guy. But if from a GM perspective, I'm not paying people more than I need to ever. Yeah.
Right. And for Deebo, I mean, I still think he has a lot to prove. Not just his weight, but recovery. The way he plays, he seems to have a lot of moments in games where he goes down and he's in a lot of pain and then he comes back. Like, how many games can you play this year? Can you do another mostly full season again? Or are you the guy who pulls his hamstring? Right. I don't know. I still think just because he did it this year doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do it the next 6 years in a row, the way that Travis Kelce does or Tyreek Hill has. So I think it's fair for the Niners to be like, man, we love you, but we didn't love you last year. We were really down on you last year, and you totally exceeded our expectations for this year. But it wasn't that long ago that we were like, man, what is up with Deebo? Do we need to trade him? Are we even going to give him a second contract? What the hell was that last year, man? You're a pro. Okay, when you're focused, you're the best. Wonderful. So which version of you are we going to get in 2022?
And is his role as important now that Trey Lance is the quarterback? That's the other thing.
Good question. I mean, the Niners needed that Raheem Mostert, Deebo Samuel home run hitter running back because they didn't have it at quarterback. If you're going to get explosive plays, it's going to be from your running game and your slants that go for big yards after the catch. Now, I mean, they're going to be spreading the field, as they say.
Yeah. So many questions this year. That's what's exciting. That's why I'm really excited about this season.
To me, Deebo should just stop worrying about this whole transition because he is pigeonholed as a gadget player. I think even by the people, he was ranked 9th among wide receivers after being all pro. That's a slap in your face, Deebo. You know why? Because the book on you is, man, route runner, hands after the catch. That's phenomenal. But that's only like 1/3 of the job of a wide receiver. Man, with Trey, you're going to show people that you can get open down the field, that you can make catches down the field. Jimmy's not going to give you that chance. And your reputation, that would keep you out of the Hall of Fame. You have a Hall of Fame level talent, Deebo, but Jimmy was always going to mask it. Trey actually can unleash it. Man, English is escaping me today.
It's Friday.
It's hard. Yeah, I need to stimulate my mind.
Right. You ain't got shit else to do.
Zeke says, how would this offseason have looked if the Niners won the Super Bowl? Pretty similar. I mean, they didn't do much.
Trey would be the backup quarterback right now.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
There's that. Would they have actually gotten a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? Would someone wanted him, or would people have still been like,
there's no way they'd trade. They would not trade him if they won the Super Bowl. Yeah. He'd be here for the next 3 years.
Hey, good thing they didn't win the Super Bowl then, huh? Silver lining.
Yes. That was actually it's weird. It's like a mixed feeling. Like I want my Niners to win the Super Bowl, but I'm like, What if we squeeze out a Super Bowl with Jimmy and now we're the next,
in spite of Jimmy, we'll never get to see Trey Lance play on the Niners. Yeah. So I guess God's a Niner fan.
Right.
Trey fan.